Good morning, this is Hejin Lee with a morning update for Bitcoin. Overnight prices that gave a confirmation of a count pattern, but before that, let's do a quick review. A little messy here, but we'll zoom into that section later on. Using the Bitfinex pricing, 49.71 was the prior price, and this was wave 3. And now we are waiting for wave 4. We were suspect that this was the wave 4 as ABC. It just didn't go far enough. It wasn't terrifying enough of a correction. Then we saw this 3-wave-ish pattern, which is very corrective. Something that I had been harping on since the beginning. Was very suspicious about. Didn't look very impulsive at all. And time passed and we got new additional price data. And it was at around this point where I said, I think we're going to get what's called an expanded flat, where the B of the ABC, the B goes higher than the prior peak. And I have noticed as a personality trait of cryptos that expanded flats are a lot more common in cryptos than in equities. Very interesting. I think it's important once you get to know a coin, once you get to know a specific type of market, they start showing their nuances, their personality traits, how they differ, how their waves move differently. A lot of the altcoins have this very long, elongated correction phases. You don't really see that much in equities. So anyways, we have A, and then we have B going on. I've divided this as an A, this as an B, and I counted this to the 5. And zooming in to wave to the terminal end. Of the correction. Now here we came as high as $49.39, $32 shy of hitting a new all-time high. After that, it went back. It breached this upper trend line as a wave 3, and here's an expanded flat. So another expanded flat. You can consider this as a miniature fractal of what is to come. A, B was higher than the prior peak, and C lower than the A. That's an expanded flat. I then drew out this final perspective impulse to wave C. And it's gone up, gone down, and we should see wave 3, 4, and 5. Timing wise, I think the peak will hit at around the 13th, let's say. Approximately. And once this is hit at around 41.50-ish to 75-ish, then I think it will become very interesting on how this reacts. Now this is not required. Could be done here. Could be done and just collapse. But given that this is a good support, it'll bounce off this, and it may give enough of a launching pad to provide the final wave 5 of C of B And we should see a print of higher highs with an all-time high, 4150-ish, maybe 4200. I don't know. We'll see. Now, yeah, okay. Now this is using the Bitcoin Bittrex tether. I only did it because I wanted to get a new page of a new price chart. It's about the same from a pattern point of view. So forget the pricings. It's not going to correlate exactly with Bitfinex. Let's look at the pattern. I had said last time here, drawn your attention to the fractal of this. But instead of boxing it, I'm going to do it by asterisks, point by point fractal comparison. So we had a rise with one peak here. We had a rise with first peak, a dip, and another rise for the second peak, dip, and another rise for the second peak. This peak is higher. This peak is higher than the prior. They're not exactly the same. Fractals are never precisely the same. It's like two brothers. They are related. They are fractals of each other in effect. But they are not exactly the same. There is some heterozygous nature. And even in progenies, the genetics of a progeny is very healthy if there is a certain degree of variation. And that is called a heterozygous trait. Same thing with fractals in prices. Not exactly the same, but there is some heterogeneity features. Just like here, this is higher, this is not as high, but still can be counted as a fractal. Now, here is an ABC dip, and this dip below here, way below the bottoms of both peaks, and this didn't. So again, that heterogeneity is being displayed. But overall, it reflects the fractal. This channel also very well reflects the fractal. When I saw this channel, I'm thinking, oh, we should get a channel here too. So I drew this channel. On this channel here, let's go point by point. It rises and touches here. Rises to the top and touches to the bottom. Rises, touches to the bottom. Then it rises here. Rises, touches the top. Dips a little bit. It's going to dip and go extend and touch one more time on the top. So just using it as a guidepost, guideline, not for precision. Price to go like this and touch the final tip right there. Then what happens on this fractal? Prices just cuts through the bottom trend, comes back and touches it, only to be repelled to a lower low. So let's try to play that out. Prices come down. Done it. Prices come down, but how far is it going to come down? Here came down to the first support level, so I think it's going to go to here. This here is equivalent to over here. So it's going to come down to here. It'll come back and touch this one more time. come down again to this prior peak. I'm sorry, prior low, which is around here. Okay. Sorry, I meant this. And there is support here. Pretty good horizontal support. Okay. It may flicker around a little bit here in this zone, but it'll go to here. Probably do a correction like that. 3-wave type of correction. Or it could be a complex correction. Who knows? This is at around, let's say 3,000. Let's say it dips a little more. Okay. And then from here, all of this has to be surpassed. This is a big chunk of support. So here's the bottom of that support. Okay. So what have I drawn here? I have A, B, C. I have drawn out the probable potential forward discerning pathway of 5 waves for wave C. Mostly aligned with this fractal as well. This part of the fractal, but bigger in scale. Now bear in mind the C on an expanded flat only has to be lower than the bottom of the A. So that bottom of C could be here, 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 anywhere in this line. Anywhere that's lower than the A. So it could look like that. Absolutely. And it could end here, 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 here. I have not a clue. For that, you need a crystal ball. But I do know it'll follow a pathway of 5 waves. And as the price is coming in, we can start counting and positioning the waves and then project where the bottom might be from there. Now, I have already stated this in some of the comments in response to some people. When this wave C starts, I'm out. I am out. I will be stopped out. And it will be, I believe, this decline. If I am correct, I may be wrong. If I am correct on this expanded flat, this C wave will be terrifying. This was not terrifying enough. There was not enough fear here. This should be terrifying. People will doubt themselves. People will get scared and panic sell. And it's around this C wave, 505, when I would be laddering my entries. But I'm not there yet. So I I will be selling just about all my positions once this starts, if this starts. If the B count is correct, and if the expanded flat count is correct, then here will be wave 4. Delicious bottom should be start buying. And I'm not going to start presenting alternate counts because it'll just confuse you. But I am just about aware of just about every possible count out there that could be bullish, bearish, corrective, what have you. And this is just through my lens of experience, my lens of looking at the fractals, the most probable pathway that I see for now. But first, let's finish this and see what happens. Let's finish it and see what happens now. So here is the daily MACD. I had said earlier that when we were here, it just didn't have enough, over here, I'm sorry, in this region. It didn't have enough mojo to take it down further, where people were saying A, B, ABC for A, ABC, we were over here, let's say. It just didn't have enough mojo to take it down. It's getting there. It's reloaded enough, I think, to take it down. So if this goes up a little higher and turns and goes below this, there will be enough mojo to take this down quite a bit. And if the final wave 5 set is put in, this can maybe go higher by to equal this degree right here. And that will give enough mojo in the MACD indicator to take this down. You can still keep going up and up and up and up. That's certainly possible. But I'm doubting that because everything here is corrective. Very overlapping A, overlapping B, and impulsive C. And C could extend. Sure can. So maybe 5,300, 5,500, I don't know. But from what I'm counting now, that would be not my probable pathway of the price. So again, once this commences, I am out. You can do whatever you want. Once this C wave commences, I am going to be piling up my kegs of dry powder again to buy back somewhere in this region of the last 5 of C wave. I haven't done that yet. I haven't exited my positions yet because I want to see this happen, the last 5 waves. I've always said that the best profit-taking waves are the very final terminal wave. 5 or 5 or 5 of C or B in this case on this wave. This is the most delicious point to take it. All right, so let's see how it plays out. Have a good day.